The Miles College softball team will play UAH in the first round of the NCAA Division II tournament this week. Win or lose, this team has already come a long way, finding out just who they are and how good they could be. Here's Keith Taylor.
Good job, good job.
Arriving home from winning the SIAC softball championship in Georgia last weekend, the Miles Lady Bears knew they had done something special.
We were riding down the interstate, and all of a sudden we see cop cars. We got escorted into the campus, and some of the alumni met us here, congratulating us, and it's a big deal. It's history.
The first women's team for Miles to win a Division II conference championship in any sport. Individuals from different backgrounds that became a team.
In the beginning, the diversity was a barrier on our team because we started off kind of slow. We weren't playing together. We weren't really hanging out together, but towards the end of the season, we began to merge together as one, and I think that's what helped us win this championship.
Not white, not black, not brown, just purple and gold.
We're unique. Like I said, we look at other teams that we play, they're predominantly black or predominantly white because we play a lot of Gulf South teams. These young ladies have to learn how to work together and live together and love each other through all kinds of adversity.
And in this instance, diversity too.
To be honest, there's a lot of cultural difference, but the teams try to pick on that.
But this team has unity.
Of course, there's always that cheering, but here it's like our spirit.
Let everybody sing.
Amen.
This team keeps the same beat.
People saying they didn't know the cheers and stuff, but as soon as they caught on, it was just cheering from then on, everybody.
And at the Division II regionals, they hope they have something to cheer about. In Fairfield, I'm Keith Taylor, ABC 3340 Sports.
You're going to Beijing and you just don't know.
Imagine swimming without the use of your legs. That's the reality Amy Bruder lives in each and every day.
So you learn how to adapt in life just like everybody else does when something else is not going the way you want it to go.
Born with cerebral palsy, a neurological disorder caused from a lack of oxygen to the brain at birth, Bruder has overcome obstacles all her life.
You have to be tough. I have a 6'3" brother. You know, I'm not the tallest person out there. You have to find a way around things, and that's the only way that I know how to be.
Her personal motto, small but mighty. And at 4'9", Amy Bruder is small in stature, but when it comes to her desire, it's second to none.
Amy has a heart this big. She's got a small body, she's got a big heart. And if I were to ask Amy to swim 10,000 yards tonight, Amy would do it.
Amy never lets her disability bring her down. And while what medal she might win is still in question, the hard work she puts into it isn't.
I know that through effort, what will happen, and the effort will take care of itself.
For Dr. Colgan, the one thing even more satisfactory than medals would be for the Paralympic athletes to get the respect and attention they deserve.
Understand what the Paralympic Games really mean and really just get more people to be involved or watch so that they can see what these individuals really are accomplishing, because it's amazing.
I'm Keith Taylor, ABC 3340 Sports.
Let's run and hit our turf. Our turf. 1, 2, 3, hit.
With both Logan and Gallia 3-0 in SEOAL play, there aren't enough words to describe just how important Friday night's game is.
We have the courage.
It's just it's going to be a great atmosphere. Coach Bachvik does a great job with that program over there, and you know, this is a great league rivalry game, and you know, it should be a huge crowd. And I told these guys all week, this is why you play football.
Here we have an opportunity to win it outright with one fell swoop or finish second or third. So, you know, huge importance as far as the game goes.
It's real important for us because we want to be outright league champs, not sharing the title.
Both teams have outstanding defenses, with Logan giving up 17 points per game and Gallia just 14. So whichever team can execute their style of offense should have the upper hand tomorrow night right here at Bill Sauer Field.
They were kind of like us last year. They've got a lot of skill position kids, and they can spread it out and they can throw it all over the place. We're going to line up 2 tight ends, try to run it down your throat.
And they'll try and do that with both Cole and Coakley.
I think we're going to have to try to contain them rather than try to totally stop them. I just think that their offensive line is is good enough to really keep us from completely bottling them up.
We went all year running the ball. We ain't gonna stop now.
On top of the league title implications, Gallia can clinch a playoff berth with a win, and Logan needs a victory to stay alive.
That's the sign of a championship team. You got to win on the road. I'm proud of you guys.
Keith Taylor facing me right now, and Taylor, there's a little weather problem in Gallia tonight. How did that affect the ball game?
Oh, it absolutely poured up until about the start of the kickoff, and you'd think with the sloppy field conditions and a wet ball, teams would really rely on the running game, but that was not the case. Gallia's Jeff Golden, only a sophomore, is proving to be one of the best passers in the area, but Chillicothe has a pretty good defense as well. Remember, they shut out Gallia Academy last year, 17-0.
Nashville, Tennessee, welcome back to the Music City. I'm Mark Bruce, and Keith Taylor joins me now. Keith, there really is a buzz in this town tonight, isn't there?
Well, why shouldn't there be a buzz? Not since the days of Gary Trent back in 1994. Had the Bobcats made it to the big dance, and Bobcat fans have been arriving all day to see if this miracle run can continue tomorrow afternoon.
Keith Taylor is live at the Convocation Center with sports. Keith?
Yeah, we're about 15 minutes away from tip-off between Ohio and Kent State. I'm Keith Taylor live at the Convocation Center. I'll preview this huge Pac East showdown later in sports. The Blazers moved their season finale against Central Florida to Friday at Legion Field, so they wouldn't have to share the spotlight with Alabama and Auburn. With the Iron Bowl now on Friday for at least the next 2 years to accommodate CBS, that certainly wasn't welcome news for UAB. They're expected to try and move it back to Saturday. With Alabama and Auburn's A-Day scheduled for next Saturday, the Blazers had the spotlight all to themselves for their green and gold day. Joe Webb was as good as gold, throwing for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns in one half of play. Backup David Isabel went for 296 through the air and 2 touchdowns. The offense wins 42-30 and give credit to the guys up front.
The offensive line held the defensive line up pretty good to give me time to look down the field, and the receivers ran good routes and caught the ball very well. So, you know, without their help, man, my job would be easy.
The defense has been slowed all spring with injuries. They did make some plays, however, including Michael McCrae's 28-yard fumble return for touchdown. But with the injuries, it's hard for Neil Callaway to get a good feel for this team.
It was hard to assess the defense, and in doing so, it's hard to assess the offense because there's not a lot of good competition there in some spots.
A good day on the ground as well. Joe Fitzgerald and this man, Dexter Barnett, combined for 133 yards and 3 touchdowns. Scrimmage number 2 is in the books at Auburn, and while the defense won 61-34, they suffered a big loss. Starting strong safety Mike McNeil was taken off the field in an ambulance with an apparent broken leg. No stats are released, and there's very limited viewing period. On offense, both Ben Tate and Ontario McCaleb scored on the ground. McCaleb's a 50-yarder. Defensively, Antonio Coleman led the way with 3 sacks, and Nico Thorpe returned an interception for a touchdown. Through 11 of 15 practices, Gene Chizik was worried fatigue would set in.
You worry about how physical you're going to try to play. You worry about how much energy and emotion you play with, and this game is built on that. And we didn't do everything perfect today. Let me tell you, we're a long way away. But today there was energy, and they played with a lot of focus.
Cody Burns led the offense to an opening series touchdown, but offensive coordinator Gus Malzahn said from there, it just got ugly.
The defense did well today. You know, we have got to get better offensively. We got to put together some drives. You know, we emphasized throwing the ball a lot today, so you know, we know what we have to work on now. So.
Malzahn also said that he is ready to cut the starting quarterback race between Burns, Neil Cottle, and Barrett Trotter down to 2. Alabama got their second scrimmage out of the way yesterday so the players and coaches could go and enjoy the Easter holiday. We all know Nick Saban is not big on depth charts, at least not this early, but it's pretty clear that the intangibles Greg McElroy brings under center has him ahead of the other 2 quarterbacks.
He's a good decision maker. He's smart. He's got a good understanding of the offense. I think he's quite a bit ahead of the other guys in that department. And he's done a good job of showing leadership. And I think helping the other players around him develop confidence.
In terms of injuries, nothing serious to report. D. Lyman Luther Davis suffered a mild ankle sprain. 2 more practices on Tuesday and Thursday before Saturday's A-Day game scheduled for 2 o'clock. No ninth inning meltdown for Alabama tonight against second-ranked LSU. The Tide wins 13-5. Brandon May went 4 for 4 with 4 RBI. Del Howell picks up the win. The rubber game is scheduled for 2 o'clock tomorrow. Postponed in the 5th inning last night, Auburn and Florida resumed Game 1 this afternoon at Plainsman Park. The Tigers overcame a 7-1 deficit, and in the bottom of the 11th, Justin Hargett's walk-off home run gives the Tigers an 8-7 win over the Gators. But Florida takes their aggression out in Game 2, hammering Auburn 24-2. Other scores of note, UAB gives up 3 runs in the 8th as they fall to Marshall 6-4. Not a good day for Sanford, dropping both games at Appalachian State 6-4 and 4-3. And JSU takes both games of a double dip with Southern Illinois 8-5 and 6-3. Kenshin Kawakami gave up just 3 runs in 6 innings while striking out 8 in his much-anticipated Braves debut to earn a victory. Kelly Johnson also homered in Atlanta's 5-3 win over Washington. Before the Barons game tonight, the team renamed the Regents Park box office in honor of Joe Drake. Drake was the Barons ticket manager for 55 years before he passed away last August at the age of 79. The Barons looking to take the first 3 of a 5-game set with Chattanooga. Down 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th, Tyler Flowers with the long bomb to straightaway center field. But that's about all the offense the Barons could muster as they fall 4-2. Game 4 tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Now, after 36 holes at the Masters, Tiger Woods has never come back from more than a 6-stroke deficit to win. Well, he's now down 7 after round 3. After a double bogey on the first hole, Tiger rebounded to shoot a 2-under par 70. Tiger will be chasing Angel Cabrera and this man, Kenny Perry, the 48-year-old from Kentucky, looking to become the oldest Masters champion. Perry and Cabrera sit at 11 under par. And how about a little racing? The Pepsi 300 in Nashville, Carl Edwards on the pole. He would finish 5th. 10 laps to go. Joey Logano passes Kyle Busch to take the lead. 1 lap later, a scary moment in the spot shadow. Front row Joe Nemechek flips over in the crash. Red flag would come out. He'd be all right, and the 18-year-old Logano holds off number 18 Kyle Busch for a 2nd career nationwide victory. Now the Sprint Cup drivers have the day off tomorrow for the holiday. They will resume next Sunday in Phoenix.